Hi everyone, we are excited to have you here in today's fun-filled learning session at Uolo. Here is a quick look at how you can submit your work after the class. As a first step, go to live.uolo.com. You can use any browser to access this site. On this page, you will see a list of all our classes. Scroll down and you can see the Submit Your Work button. And then you will see a list of the classes that you've last attended, which could, for example, show the dance or craft or science experiment classes you've attended recently. Next, it will show you the list of children whose names are registered in this mobile number. Choose your name from this list to submit your work. For instance, if you are Satvik Kumar, choose that name. And then choose the class for which you would like to make your submission. For example, if you've attended the New Year's Masquerade Party session and you'd like to make the submission for this class, click on the Submit Your Work button below that. And then upload the photo you've taken. Choose the image from your phone and click Submit. You can scroll down and view all your past submissions and see how many of your friends or peers have liked your work. You can also see others' work and like their work to inspire your friends. If you want to showcase your work on social media, that too is very simple. Click on Share, copy the link, and post it on Instagram or Facebook or any other platform of your choice. Just a tiny reminder, your submission looks a lot better if you could click a photo in the landscape mode rather than the portrait mode. Do not forget to tag us at YOLO_app. I'm eagerly looking forward to all your submissions right after this class.
Hey there, kids. How are you doing? Welcome to today's class. Today is another class as part of our general knowledge course, and I am so excited to have you here with me today. Now, today's class is going to be all about the national symbols of India, and I am super excited to go ahead and have this class with you today. Now, before we get started with the class itself and the list of materials, let's talk a little bit about the certificate program as well as your submissions. Now, coming to your certificate program, like you all know, you're getting certificates for the work that you're going ahead and doing. So, just a couple of things to keep in mind. Firstly, do not miss any of your classes. If, for example, you're attending this course, then there are 6 parts or 6 classes as part of this course. So, go ahead and attend all of the 6 classes. Again, coming to your submissions, go ahead and do all of your submissions for getting the certificate. So again, if there are 6 parts or 6 classes, then you will have 6 submissions to go ahead and submit. Now, apart from that, let's talk a little bit about your submissions in general. Like you all know, we have given this beautiful, beautiful motivator to you in order to go ahead and get your submissions in, which is to go ahead and give you that opportunity of being showcased as part of our platform. If you get selected as part of the top 10, that is. But irrespective of that, some days we might not have the most wonderful days wherein we have not done the most amazing job in terms of our artwork or our illustration or our coloring or drawing or painting. But irrespective of that, I would love to see your submissions. And I have always focused on one thing as a teacher, which is growth and progress and improvement. Now, as we are going ahead and practicing class in and class out, the only thing that we can, work on and think about is improvement. Every single class you take, there's going to be some change. Even if it's a minute change, there will be some change or something that you've gone ahead and learned. And as a teacher, the only way I can go ahead and see what you've done is by looking at the final end product or a result of your work. So make sure to go ahead and showcase that, show me that, let me see it as a teacher so that I can see that growth and that improvement that I want to go ahead and see in you. Now, let's get started with today's class. Today's class, like I mentioned, is going to be all about the national symbols of India. Let's talk a little bit about this, the list of materials, and then we can get started with all about the introduction to this topic. So, firstly, let's talk a little bit about what we need. The first thing that you'll need for today's class is going to be a sheet of paper. You can go ahead and take any sheet of paper that you have with you. Here you can see I have a sketchbook or a drawing book with me. If you have a sketchbook or a drawing book, then you can take the same, or you can take a loose sheet of paper, A4 size sheet of paper, whatever you have with you would work absolutely well. The next thing that you need for today's class is going to be a bunch of colors or crayons. You can see here that I had the DOMS 12 color set with me. If you have sketch pens, color pencils, soft pastels, oil pastels, all of that would work absolutely well as well. The next thing that you'll need for today's class is going to be a black color marker. If you do not have a black color marker like I do, then you can go ahead and take a black color pen, or you can go ahead and also draw it out with pencil and then outline with whatever colors you like. Now, let's start off by giving you a little bit of an introduction of what national symbols are. Now, national symbols are basically some form of official representation of the country. Now, what is the meaning of symbol in general? Symbol is basically sort of like a characteristic, sort of like a logo, sort of like an identifier of, a country or a company or a person. So, in the same manner, what a national symbol basically is basically sort of like a chosen representative or sort of chosen design or so chosen concept or something that is very native to the country that they've gone ahead and taken up or adopted as their own. So when we go ahead and let's say talk about India, what comes to our mind? We can think about probably the weather, we can talk about the culture, we can talk about the number of states, probably we can talk about the national flag. Several things or concepts basically come into play. So all of those small things basically are the national symbols or representatives of India. Now we've gone ahead and actually made an official list of the national symbols, and that is what we're going to be discussing today. We may not be able to draw all of them. We're going to be drawing only 5, but I will try getting as in depth in terms of giving you the information or kind of giving you a list of all the national symbols that we have. So let's get started with the first national symbol that we have, which is the national flag of India. So what I'm doing is I'm going to go ahead and take my black color sketch pen and I'm going to go ahead and draw the pole of the flag first. So here you can see I'm going ahead and drawing sort of like a very thin slender rectangle, and then I'm going to go ahead and draw a wiggly rectangle sort of like the representative of a flag, and then I'm going to go ahead and divide my box into 3 parts in order to create the sections of my orange, white, and green. Perfect, everybody. Good job. I'm then going ahead and taking my blue color marker and I'm going to go ahead and draw the Ashok Chakra right at the center. Then I'm going to go ahead and take my crayons and start coloring this in. So you can go ahead and take your orange as well as your green and start coloring it in. If you do not have crayons, you want to go ahead and use sketch pens or any other medium, please go ahead and do so and be comfortable while going ahead and coloring this in. Excellent job, everybody. Very well done. Good work. So I'm done with my orange. Now I'm going to go ahead and color with my green. Perfect. Really well done, everybody. Good job. Perfect. All right, so while you go ahead and continue coloring and drawing, let's start our discussion about the national flag of India. Now, like you know, the national flag of India is basically the tricolor flag that we have right here. The representative of this flag is basically how it's divided into 3 sections. So the topmost color, though we commonly say orange, is actually saffron, and the bottom color is basically green. The center that we have right here is basically the Ashok Chakra, which is in blue color and tends to have 24 spokes in it. Now, coming to the national flag of India, it was adopted on the July 22nd in 1947. Now, it was sort of adopted as part of the national official list of national symbols, and it is part of our Constituent Assembly as well. So, if you've ever gone ahead and taken part abroad or internationally or anywhere else, when you are representing India, you will always have this national flag with you. So if you've ever seen any sports events, or if you've ever gone ahead and seen any form of, a mathematic event or any science event or anything, sort of like a representation of the country basically happens from this national flag. Now let's go ahead and talk a little more about the symbols that fall into the same lines of the national flag. So one of national symbols that falls into sort of like the same category would be the national song of India. The national song of India is Vande Mataram, and it was basically written by Bankim Chandra Chatterjee. It was written by him, and it is basically a song that is sung in a lot of our patriotic events. So if you've ever seen Republic Day, any of your other independence days, or if you have any event that is related to India, you will have Vande Mataram playing. Another very common national symbol that we have in and around, all the time, that is part of our day-to-day lives, is basically the national anthem of India, which is written by Rabindranath Tagore. It was adopted on January 24th, 1950. And like you all know, it's Jana Gana Mana. Now we sing Jana Gana Mana when it comes to any again event. So if you have, let's say, Independence Day, Sports Day, let's say you have a basic school assembly, you will have Jana Gana Mana playing at some point of time, and we go ahead and stand and we say Jai Hind right at the end. Another very common thing, or any very common concept that we have that we don't really think about, is basically the national days of India. There are three national days of India, which is basically, firstly, the Independence Day, which is 15th August. The next one that we have is Republic Day, which is January 26th. And the last one is Gandhi Jayanti, which is the birthday of the father of our nation, Gandhiji. So these were the few, national symbols that are very patriotic to us. And, this is something that I wanted to sort of include as part of the national flag category. Now we can go ahead and draw the next category, which is going to be a little like plant and flower related. So we're going to go ahead and start by drawing the national flower of India, which is basically the lotus. So here you can see I'm going ahead and taking my black color marker, and I'm starting to draw this. I've gone ahead and done sort of like a basic leaf shape, and then I'm going ahead and adding leaves on either side in order to create the classic lotus shape. Now here you can add in as many as you like. I'm going ahead and adding two on either side in order to create that original look of lotus, and then I'm going to go ahead and add in a stick at the bottom, and then I'm going to go ahead and add in sort of like a wiggly shape, circular shape, in order to create my leaf. Now I'm going to go ahead and add in a few lines to add a little bit more of a realistic look to my leaf, and then I'm going to go ahead and start coloring this in with pink. So go ahead and do this as neatly as you can. Excellent job, everybody. Very, very, very well done. Perfect. Good, good, good job. Very well done. Perfect. Now I'm going to go ahead and take brown, and I'm going to go ahead and do the root or the stick or the stalk of my lotus. And then I'm going to go ahead and take a little bit of green and draw the color in the leaf. Perfect, everybody. Very well done. Amazing work. All right, now while you go ahead and continue coloring and drawing, I'm going to go ahead and start talking to you about the second category, which is all related to plants and trees. The national flower, like I mentioned, is the lotus, and the lotus symbolizes a lot of things when it comes to our Indian culture. The lotus basically is very, very significant when it comes to Indian mythology because it is a representation of the goddess Lakshmi. So, if you are Hindu, then you will go ahead and know the concept of goddess Lakshmi, who's basically the goddess of wealth. And we, as an Indian community, do believe a lot in wealth, prosperity, and fertility, which is a symbolic nature of the lotus. The lotus is also very unique because it grows in a very, very dirty water and has a long stalk. So the flower basically floats on the leaf, and on top it is very, very pure, but it grows in impurity, and hence it symbolizes purity, achievement, long life, and very, very good faith. Now, in the same category, like I was talking about plants, we also have the national tree of India, which is basically the banyan tree. If you've ever been to South India, then you would have seen the big banyan tree that we have very, very close to Karnataka. And it is the symbolic of long lasting life and eternal well being because it has this ever expanding nature. So, if you've ever looked at a banyan tree, you'll notice that it's a very, very big tree with a lot of, branches and roots sort of falling from the tree itself. And it is known as the wish fulfilling tree, as they call it. And, like I said, it is a symbol of eternal longevity, and it is also something that gives shelter to a lot of animals, birds, and creatures. So it again becomes a big representative as it is known to be part of different cultures, castes, religions, so on and so forth. Now, let's go ahead and draw the next national category that I want to talk about, which is basically the hockey stick that I want to go ahead and draw, which is basically the national sport of India. So, here you can see I've gone ahead and done two curves, and then I'm going to go ahead and add in a bunch of lines. You can go ahead and do this in whatever way you like because you can design the hockey stick however you like. And then I'm going to go ahead and also draw the hockey putt. Now, coming to the coloring again, depending on how you want to color it, you can color it. I'm just going to go ahead and take a dark blue color, and I'm going to go ahead and color the tops, center, and the bottom. And for the putt, I'm going to go ahead and do the center stripe as a dark blue in order to give sort of like a design or a good look to it. Good job, everybody. Very, very, very well done. Excellent work. Amazing. All right. So while you're going ahead and coloring and drawing this, I'm going to go ahead and talk to you a little bit more about the national sport of India. Now, hockey is basically the national sport or the national game of India because of how popular it was back in the day. Between 1928 and between 1956, hockey was played very, very immensely, and it was something that was followed by the country a lot more than cricket also was followed earlier on. Now, we also have sort of like a golden era that they say. So, India basically played hockey in the Olympics and won 6 gold medals consecutively, and in total, we've gone ahead and played 24 Olympic matches when it comes to hockey, and we've actually won all of them. So they say we're actually unbeatable or incomparable to the talent when it comes to hockey, and hence automatically it becomes the national game or the national sport of India. Now, what we can do is we can move on to the next category, which is going to be the national fruit of India. So, the national fruit of India, or the king of all fruits, like they say, is basically the mango. So, that's what I'm going to go ahead and draw. I've gone ahead and taken my black color sketch pen again, and I'm going ahead and drawing this in. So, I've drawn the basic mango shape. Then, I'm going to go ahead and draw the stalk of the mango. And then I'm going to go ahead and draw the leaf of the mango. Now I'm going to go ahead and start coloring this in. You can go ahead and do it with yellow, or you can go ahead and do it with orange, depending on whatever you find comfortable. Good job, everybody. Very, very, very well done. Excellent, excellent work. Perfect. Amazing job. There you can see I've gone ahead and finished up with the fruit itself. Then I'm going to go ahead and do the stalk, and then I'm going to go ahead and do the leaf. Good job, everybody. Very, very well done. Amazing work. Perfect. Now, while you're going ahead and coloring and drawing, let's continue our discussion about the national fruit of India. Mango, like I mentioned, is a national fruit of India, also known as the king of fruits. Now, like you all know, mangoes basically grow in the summertime and is very, very native to India. So, most of the exports of mango all over the world actually goes from India because it is something that is grown very natively to India and it doesn't grow very, very easily all over the world. And if you have ever looked up online or if you've ever spoken to anybody who knows a lot about mangoes, they'll tell you that there are so many different varieties of mangoes that are actually grown in India. There are around about 1,000 to 2,000 types of mangoes that are grown in India, and the characteristic of every mango is different, and it has small changes, and it actually grows in different regions. So depending on the soil, depending on the weather, depending on the land characteristics, depending on the fertility of the soil, you have different characteristics when it comes to mangoes, and it is very, very, characteristic of that region. People from that region enjoy specifically that kind of mangoes. Now, in the past as well, mangoes were very, very immensely loved by a lot of poets. We even have a record of the Mughal emperor Akbar, who had planted around 1 lakh mango trees in Lakhi Bagh, which is, something that is again a part of our Indian history and culture. Now let's go ahead and move on to the next category, which is going to be the national aquatic animal of India. I wanted to go ahead and draw that because it would be something fun, but we'll go ahead and talk about all of the animal category or the animal kingdom when it comes to this category. So here I'm going ahead and drawing a dolphin. So you can see I've gone ahead and started off with a basic curve. Then I'm going to go ahead and draw the nose part of it as well as the body of it. Now I'm moving on to the tail part of my dolphin, as you can see. And then I'm moving on to the fins of the dolphin. Perfect. Good job, everybody. Very well done. Perfect. Great. Good job. Perfect. Now I'm going to go ahead and start coloring this in. So I'm going ahead and taking a light blue. You can go ahead and take gray as well, or you can go ahead and take dark blue as well and start coloring this in. Excellent job, everybody. Very, very, very well done. Good job. Perfect. Great. Now, while you're going ahead and drawing and coloring this in, let's talk about the national animals of India. Now, when it comes to the national animals or national animal kingdom category of India, we actually have 5 categories. The first category is basically what is the basic national animal of India. The national animal of India is basically the tiger. Like you all know, the tiger is basically the lord of the jungle and is part of the Indian wildlife. It's very, very pertinent, and it is something that is it was adopted in April of 1973, which is basically specifically the Bengal tiger, but all tigers in general are the national animals of India. Now, the next category that we have is basically the national bird of India. The national bird of India is basically peacock. It is also known as the Indian peafowl, which was declared as the national bird of India in 1963. And if you know, in our Indian mythology, you will see a lot of the mention of peacocks, and that's why it's one of the reasons why peacock is, used as a national bird of India. Moving on to the next category, which is basically the national heritage animal of India, which is basically an elephant. It is basically something which is from the homeland of India, and hence is very, very characteristic of India and Asia all together, and was recognized as a very, very important part of our heritage. The next category is that of the aquatic animal, which you've gone ahead and drawn right now, which is basically the dolphin. And now the dolphins are basically found in the Ganges, or the river Ganga. The Ganges river dolphin is the most famous dolphin, and hence that's why it was mentioned as the national aquatic animal of India. The last category in this is basically the national reptile of India, which is basically that of the king cobra. In India, we have the king cobra that is of immense length. It is a very, very big snake that we have, and is very commonly found in India. And we also pray to the cobra very often. So that's why, again, it was incorporated as part of our heritage and national symbols. Excellent job, everybody. I can see all of your work done. Good, good, good work. Now, since everybody's done such an amazing job, I am so happy with everybody's work. So, so, so well done. Now, before we wind up, let's talk about two things. One is your certificate program. Do not miss any of your classes, and do not miss any of your submissions. And secondly, your submissions, irrespective of how you've done, please go ahead and do your submission. So I, as a teacher, can see all of the improvement that you're going ahead and making. Now, for today's submission, just click a picture of what you've gone ahead and done and upload it, and I will have a look at it, and I'll be so excited to have a look at all of your submissions. Till then, I will see you in the next class. Have a wonderful week ahead, and have a wonderful day. Bye-bye, and have a look at the submission video now.
Hi everyone, we are excited to have you here in today's fun-filled learning session at Uolo. Here is a quick look at how you can submit your work after the class. As a first step, go to live.uolo.com. You can use any browser to access this site. On this page, you will see a list of all our classes. Scroll down and you can see the Submit Your Work button. And then you will see a list of the classes that you've last attended, which could, for example, show the dance or craft or science experiment classes you've attended recently. Next, it will show you the list of children whose names are registered in this mobile number. Choose your name from this list to submit your work. For instance, if you are Satvik Kumar, choose that name. And then choose the class for which you would like to make your submission. For example, if you've attended the New Year's Masquerade Party session and you'd like to make the submission for this class, click on the Submit Your Work button below that. And then upload the photo you've taken. Choose the image from your phone and click Submit. You can scroll down and view all your past submissions and see how many of your friends or peers have liked your work. You can also see others' work and like their work to inspire your friends. If you want to showcase your work on social media, that too is very simple. Click on Share, copy the link, and post it on Instagram or Facebook or any other platform of your choice. Just a tiny reminder, your submission looks a lot better if you could click a photo in the landscape mode rather than the portrait mode. Do not forget to tag us at YOLO_app. I'm eagerly looking forward to all your submissions right after this